Hello everyone, my name is Michelangelo. Hope you have a good day. Today we're gonna go through some of my life and stuff, and just also mainly about my DevOps journey. I like to document it, and I'm not really expecting anyone to see this, but this will be pretty interesting to put out there. So yeah, I just want to talk about why am I doing this video, right? This is my first time ever joining this YouTube stuff. I did it because it sounds interesting and fun, and yeah. And today marks the day of it's has been now 2 months since the passing of my father. This has been the darkest time of my whole life. My father has passed away through cancer. It was really tough through all of it. It was painful for not just him, but for me. And I live in a country with a little family. And yeah, losing the two people in your life that have been there for you your whole damn life, Yeah, for all the ups and downs. And I love them dearly. But yeah, and if you think this is nothing, well, 3 or some months earlier before that, my stepmother has done something that, yeah, has hurt every one of us. I don't want to get into details, but she's gone too. That has also probably psychologically accelerated my father's uh, eventual passing. I think yeah, it's been pretty tough. And now I have, yeah, trying to come to terms with it, get on with it, and yeah, and also before that, I've been laid off, by the way. Yeah, it sucks. But I have no grudge on this because it was actually no one's. There's no one really to blame, in my opinion. There, it was a tough decision, and I'm doing this video also just so if someone's gonna see this, I just want to tell you, you're not alone, man. You're really not. I have a lot of luck in my life, and I have a lot of unlucky times. It's up and down. It's up and down, and what really helped me go through all this is being open, talking about this with people, especially close ones, friends, family, and yeah, that's all I can really recommend you. Oh, god damn it! Turn the lights on. And yeah, I know this is just temporary setbacks what I'm going through, and we all go through them. Just to close this topic, I just want to say that if you're suffering something like this, man, I know how it feels. It's not great, and all I can say is just you have to look up on life. You can't really stand still. If you stand still, you die. That's it. That's all I can say. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing this DevOps journey. That's why I'm also uploading this on YouTube. It sounds fun. I don't want to do it for views or anything. This is not my priority. I just need to get this out there. Have an artifact on the world and put a little digital footprint of myself. Just a reminder that I exist and I can look back on. So, yeah. Anyway, back to the main topic. That is DevOps. So I've prepared some notes as well, so we can go through them. I'm not gonna show them, I'm just gonna talk to the camera and you're just gonna watch me fumble like an idiot. Okay, so what I've learned so far in my DevOps journey is, pretty basic stuff. I've known this before, but I kind of, after you do not use them, you just forget them, and I get rustic. That's why I'm doing this, and I'm trying to work this out. So what I learned is how containers actually work. Containers are lightweight, isolated environments with dependencies and base images, right? So you have a container that works on every machine. So that solves this stupid problem of, this program doesn't work on my PC. Please fix it now. That is like time wasted. Once you make it and it works on your PC, but now it doesn't work on the Mac or the Linux distribution. So now what? Well, that's why we have containers. And that's why containers are so great. They're lightweight. They're not VMs. VMs are so heavyweight, they're not hard to set up, but it takes time. And then you have to install all these dependencies and make sure that everyone is versioned correctly. It's a headache, right? But now you don't have to do that through Docker magic. And that's why I find this so interesting and fun to work with, making Docker files, images, and then running and building them. It's pretty cool. I'm really excited to find out what more I can do with it. I talked a little bit about making Docker files. I made them from scratch. It's pretty easy stuff. Just read the Docker documentations. It even gives a example how to make one. And then what a server actually is. It's pretty basic too. It's not really new, but it's nice to tell you again. Server is basically a program with a registered port and listens to any incoming traffic on it. And when it gets processed in the server, it will send back a response. That's why when you Google anything, Google cat video or scuba diving, you just get the response from the server once it goes through all this DNS, server, domain name, getting the IP, and then talking to the actual web app. That's what you basically get. And then we have, ports, local hosts. So, ports are basically just, you can imagine like a hotel, and then the apartments in this hotel are the ports. That's the analogy you can use. And local hosts are basically it's an island. Okay, everything is accessible in your little island, which is your machine, right? And that makes it kind of hard to work with for Docker and Kubernetes. So we'd use this 0.0.0.0 address, or when I just do it on the Python app, I just write nothing. And that makes it accessible to all interfaces, accessible to Docker and Kubernetes. And by the way, Kubernetes we're going to talk about too. It's a pretty good tool to know and have, especially in DevOps. And then we have port mapping. That's also really easy stuff. Just flag P, and then you put in a port, colon another port, which is just the host port, and then the container port, I think. That connects your app port with the container. And that is good to know. And I don't know which side it is, because I usually just have it as the same port. So I use 8000 or 8080 on both sides, and it works, and it causes less confusion. So that's why it's good to do. And then we have Kubernetes cluster. Well, I've been working on I'm using a Kubernetes distribution called K3D. it's not real Kubernetes. It's more like fake. It's a fake one. It's like a pantomime of a Kubernetes. It pretends to be one by being a Docker container. You know, it's not actually over Docker, I think, which kind of makes some problems for me, but I got to handle them. So yeah, K3D is a Docker container, right, in Docker, which then in this container, this new K3D cluster, you can make even more containers in them by making pods. And pods are basically the smallest deployable unit in Kubernetes, which is usually one container, but there can be more. And yeah, that is insane. It's basically Inception on your computer. So you can make a pod in that, I think, and create in that pod, because it's a container, another K3D cluster, I think, which would mean you can make 3-level Inception Kubernetes Docker clusters, which is insane. Pretty cool. But is it useful though? And can it create bottlenecks? I don't know yet, but it sounds interesting. And yeah, then yeah, I talked about this. And then yeah, and then deployment. Deployment is just a way to make sure that all the pods that you need are running, because pods are kind of designed to die and then revive or get reborn. They're not really meant to hold and be the stronghold of your system. They're meant to die off. But with deployment and Kubernetes, we can make sure that another one gets recreated and then reconfigured into the system again to get replaced. That is the principle of self-healing in Kubernetes, and is really good, in my opinion. So yeah, these are the things that I've learned through just building and making this. And yeah, I have another project with just a sandbox in my GitHub repository, but it's just a sandbox. I just tried to play around and experiment with it. And yeah, it's also kind of like a roadmap thing. But my new project, I actually want it to be some kind of microservice. I'm not sure yet what kind of, but I want it to be professional and yeah, good looking for my portfolio. And yeah, what you see outside, this is 4 o'clock, by the way. Maybe this will give you a hint which country I live in. But yeah, not I don't recommend. Hey, by the way, do you want to see something amazing? This right there, this is not 11 p.m., dude. This is 4 p.m. afternoon. It's yeah, it probably gives you a bigger or better picture where I reside in right now. But yeah, really recommend sunscreen for this type of weather, this type of sunshine. Well, anyway, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed or maybe learned something. And yeah, this will thank you, Light. Thank you for disappearing like that on my outro. But yeah, anyway, this was it. That's all I got for today. Hope you have a terrific day onward. Peace.